is looking deep down the left side. Mendeville into the end zone. Touchdown! Down the sideline, still Foley to the house.
And the players streaming from the sideline to celebrate with 17 seconds left.
In Kirsten's press conference. Welcome into BVarsity Live, everybody. I'm Zach Ewing. Trevor Hahn is up covering cross country. I don't think he's running. That would be not pretty, but he's up there. We get to make fun of him even more that he's not here today. So anyway, this is a Liberty-themed show today for November what is today, the 19th? Today's the 19th. And quick note, I'm going to mention this a couple times throughout the show. Next week's show will not be on Thursday. Obviously, Thursday next week is Thanksgiving. We're moving to Wednesday at noon. So mark your calendars. BVarsity Live next week will be at noon on Wednesday. We're hoping to bring in Didi Salcedo from McFarland, the freshman phenom cross-country runner who is running, I think, in about half an hour in the section championship up there. Which, by the way, we're going to start our Liberty-themed show with the note that Liberty's girls cross-country team just won the Division III section title up there. So that's the first Patriots note. And I swear we're not biased here, but it happens to be a pretty good fall sports season for Liberty. And Exhibit B of that would be the volleyball team, and they're in here. Coach Amy Parker is down on the end. Then we have Emma Reynolds and Sarah Hahn, two of her leaders and seniors on this team, and they play Saturday night at 8 o'clock for the section championship in Lemoore against Clovis East. So a little bit of a change there from years past. Section volleyball championships have always been at home sites. This year at Lemoore, and ladies, I'm going to ask you all, we need you right on the mic. We tell everybody that just because that's our one rule. Otherwise, nobody can hear you. So we're, 48 hours away, a little more than 48 hours away from showtime here. What's the feeling? We'll start with you, Emma, with Clovis East coming on the horizon for the Valley title.
You know, I'm excited, but trying to keep my composure, getting ready to prepare tonight and tomorrow, going in, trying to get the team ready. I'm just trying to not be too pumped yet.
Right. So, Sarah, do the butterflies show up now, or do they not show up until you're kind of warming up for that match?
I wouldn't necessarily say it's butterflies, as more of just like the excitement of just getting to get on the court and finally start playing the game that we've been awaiting for so long.
Right on that mic, okay? Right on the mic. And Coach, I asked you on Tuesday when you guys had that thriller against Frontier, and we'll talk about that a little bit more, coming down from 2 sets down to beat Frontier. You said, hey, as the number one seed, I kind of wish we didn't have a one-site final this year of all years. They're going to do it to us. But at the same time, it's kind of a cool showcase for Central Section Volleyball too, right?
Absolutely. I remember, I think I said to you, I remember, 10, 15, I don't know how many years ago, going to a Valley final in town at Garces and then leaving early to go to one that was at Liberty because everything was all spread out. And so, it's a Saturday before a week break, so, everybody's concerned with how many people are going to come, and it's 8 o'clock at night and all that kind of stuff. But, we've had great support all year from our administration and our student section, and already hear the talk about, we're coming. And so, it obviously won't be what our match was with Frontier, packed stands on both sides, but I'm sure we'll have plenty of support.
And it's funny because Trevor and I were looking at this yesterday, and Lemoore, which is, it's not out in the middle of nowhere, but it's a little bit off the beaten path. It's not on the 99 as far as Central Section things go. From the Visalia-Tulare area, so CVC and Mission Oak will be there. It's about a 30-minute drive. From Fresno, it's about a 40-minute drive. From Bakersfield, it's about an hour and 20 minutes. So it's the longest drive, and yet Bakersfield has the number one seeds in Division I with you guys in Division II, Independence Division III, Bakersfield Christian. So it just happened that way this year. But that does mean, kind of like when Bakersfield and Bakersfield Christian both played for the state football title a couple years ago, you should have some Bakersfield support, right? I mean, have you heard the same thing as Coach has, that, hey, you're going to have friends coming, you're going to have family coming, that sort of thing?
Yeah, absolutely. Our school's really spirited, so I know we're going to have the support. We always do, so.
And maybe even some Independence fans will stick around and cheer for you guys. You never know.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of my friends are actually on the Independence team and BCHS team, so I'm looking forward to being up there to support them as well as hopefully having them up there to support us. So.
Coach, what's the timetable like? What time do you guys bus up there on Saturday?
Still working on that a little bit, but we're probably going to get in our gym for a little while before we leave for about an hour just to serve and pass and touch a few balls, and then probably head out around 2, get down there, have something to eat, relax a little bit, and then be to the gym by probably 5:30.
Okay, so watch a little volleyball beforehand and then get going for your show. So 8 o'clock's kind of a late match, but that's what you get when you have the one-side final. So Clovis East is the opponent. Sarah, do you know anything about them? I know they played Frontier and they won also in 5 sets. Now you guys played Frontier 3 times and beat them all 3 times, but have you heard anything about Clovis East? Have you been able to see any film on them, anything like that? What's your impression of them?
I actually haven't heard much about them. I heard they have a great setter. They run a fast offense, but other than that, we haven't played them. I haven't seen them play on film or anything like that, but I'm prepared for a tough game. I think we all are.
I think we know it'll be tough. It always is at this level. They've won a couple of 5-setters in their playoff run. How about you, Emmy? As a setter, you have to sort of know what's going on with that defense. Is that something you try to pick out in warm-ups, or how you're going to set people, or you just guys have to just play your game?
Well, obviously, I think we have to play our game, but beforehand, Coach and I, we like to break down. She breaks down the offense that they run, and we try to scout out their defense. So I'll definitely have my eyes on some film over the next couple of days, trying to get prepared for Saturday.
Sure. Clovis East, I believe, in the Valley Final for the first time in their school's history. It's been a while since Liberty's won one in Division I. Won a couple of D2 titles, but it's going to be one of those things where the winner's going to be real happy at about 10 o'clock on Saturday night. So we will be there covering it, by the way, of video highlights of all 3 of the games involving Bakersfield teams. Fraser Mountain also playing in the Division 5 game at 10 a.m. to begin the day. So going to be a long day for Kern County teams. Let's see what else. Let's dig in a little bit to this season, and it's been sort of that dream season for you guys. Last year was the opposite of that. Last year, one of those situations where everything that could go wrong went wrong. Proud program goes 12-22 or whatever it was. Nobody even wants to remember what it was. What has been the difference between 2014 and 2015, Emma?
I think the biggest difference is just, we worked really hard both seasons. So I don't really think that this season and last season is really a reflection of how hard we've worked.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just more we're getting the results that we finally have wanted. So.
Right.
Obviously, a new coach, there's a little bit of difference there. We've had some new players join our program, which has been really beneficial. But, I think it's just that Liberty spirit, we've always had it, even though we didn't get the results we wanted last year. We've been working hard for this. And, we've been on this team. I've been on this team for 3 years. Sarah's been on this team for 3 years. So it's been a battle, but it's just victories this year.
Right. It's been a roller coaster for sure. And this year on the upswing. Now, Sarah, how about you? I mean, is the chemistry better? Obviously adding Elise Ferreira and Brooklyn Cheney makes a big difference to your offense, but in your eyes, maybe what's the difference?
Last year, the team, we all got along very well. We had a bunch of great girls, and maybe on the court that didn't show as well, but this year we all worked together very well, and we love each other as friends and as teammates, and we play together, and I think it shows very much so with our record.
Coach, obviously you weren't with the program last year, but volleyball, we all know, is a game of momentum within the match. Can it also be within a season where things snowball on you when they're going poorly and they snowball the right way when they're going well, like they have been this year?
Absolutely. I think that, when things aren't going well and, you've lost 3 matches in a row or 4 matches in a row, and in the back of your mind, even though you're an athlete and you're trying not to think about that, you're like, can we just get through this one? Can we win this one? And on the other hand, when you're winning matches and you've won 3 in a row or if you've won 4 in a row, you want that to keep going. And again, in the back of your mind is that, oh my gosh, what if we lose? I think it works both ways. I think, if you're on the good end of that and you're winning and winning and winning and winning, it's a little bit easier.
Right.
It's a little easier mentally and harder at the same time. So
you start to have that belief for sure, and you guys needed it on Tuesday night. Down 2-0 to Frontier, a team you've beat, I think, in 4 sets both times during the regular season. They're good, but they were playing maybe above their level in those first 2 games. You guys were playing probably below your level. They were getting some breaks, everything that was going wrong. I mean, did you ever feel like it's just not our night, there's nothing we can do?
No.
Never felt like it was over?
No. Our back was against the wall, but I think that's where we finally were able to show how strong of a team we were. I think we had a rough couple of the first 2 sets, but it doesn't, you never can count us out.
Well, especially when you've won, 32-6 now or something like that. When you've won that much, and Sarah, maybe you can speak to this, but you start to have that belief that even when you're down, hey, we're going to find a way.
I think after last year, for me, being a senior, I wanted to make every game count, and I didn't want that to be my last game on Tuesday. And I knew most of the girls, all of us, did not want that to be our last game. And considering where we came from last year with losing so much, I know I didn't want that to happen again. And I did not want that feeling, and I knew we all wanted to work hard to make sure that we can stay in that game and work to get to that 5th set.
I think on paper, Coach, you guys came into the playoffs, obviously number 1 seed, the best team on paper. But you know you're not going to breeze through things.
Absolutely.
Do you get the feeling, hey, we were going to get a test one way or the other, now we've passed it, and hopefully that's it? Or, I mean,
well, obviously you can always hope, right?
Right.
Always hopefully, and but I don't expect anything less on Saturday. Clovis East has worked, probably just as hard as we have, and they want it just as much as we do, and I expect it to be a battle. I mean, it's a Valley final. That's what it should be. You should go in there and it should be a battle one way or the other, and that's what I expect. And I expected it on Tuesday against Frontier. We talked about it. I said, they're going to come out blazing with nothing to lose, and they did.
And Clovis East was down, I believe, 2-1 to Buchanan in the quarterfinals. Then they were up 2-1, but tied. Centennial came back and beat them in Game 4 Tuesday, and then they were tied 7-7 late in Game 5. So, I mean, they've had their backs up against the wall too, so they're not obviously going to go down easily either. The makeup of your team, Emma, you add Brooklyn. How much of a charge has she been? I know you set her, I think, 3 consecutive times in that final point at 14-13 in the 5th, and she got the kill that won it for you. And maybe that speaks to just how important she's been for your offense.
Yeah, she definitely takes care of business. She is a very powerful force, and I'm really blessed to have her on my team this season. I've played with her in the past in club, and she's also my beach partner. Okay. So being able to have her on our high school team has really been amazing. Yeah. So
I was going to ask you when you sort of knew she was going to be a difference maker, but you knew. I mean, obviously, if you play beach with her, you knew right away.
Oh, yeah. You definitely know that you can always count on Brooklyn. You can always count on her.
Sarah, how about you? What kind of difference did she make? And then I think we need to talk about the freshman, Elise Ferreira, coming in and having a huge impact as a 9th grader also.
Mm-hmm. Brooklyn and Elise are both full of energy. They're both aggressive. Elise, for a freshman, she does not come out timid. She hits hard every time she can, and she never lets a block intimidate her. And Brooklyn, I think she just lightens up the team. She makes us all energetic and loose, and she also, has a killer swing, and she like Emma said, takes care of business.
Emma, you talked about the school spirit, and we've got the Liberty football team waiting in our sort of, I say green area over there, to come in the next segment. We talked about the cross country team. I'll give you a little history lesson. The last time a school won the D1 volleyball and football titles in the same fall was Clovis West back in 2008. Actually beat Liberty in the volleyball championship that year. But how much pride do you have in what your school's doing right now?
A tremendous amount. I mean, it's so amazing to walk around campus and just see how spirited everyone is. Yeah. It's been fun. It's been a fun 3 years. So.
You letting them go out to the football game tomorrow night before volleyball, or is there a curfew?
I don't think I have much of a choice.
Right.
We usually do team dinner the night before a match, so we moved that to tonight so that they can go to the football game tomorrow, and they've already gotten the lecture of go to the football game and go home and get some sleep and dress in layers because it's going to be cold.
Right.
Somewhere probably in the 40s. You need, have something on your head. You need to be warm. And you need to go to bed early as possible.
Now, Amy, are you going to show up like in disguise, funny nose and glasses, and make sure everybody's following the rules?
Oh, no disguise.
Oh, you're just showing up? Yeah.
No disguise at all.
Okay, final thoughts, Sarah. For you, Saturday night, what does it mean to you in your career to face Clovis East with a Valley title on the line?
This honestly means like all the years of hard work put on varsity with these girls I've been playing with, coming to like just this finale of we just worked so hard for this, and I'm pumped, and we're all pumped, and we're excited, and we're just ready to take on whatever happens. 8
o'clock Saturday night, Liberty and Clovis East. That caps a long day of volleyball. Independence in the D2 final, Bakersfield Christian in the D3 final. Many thanks to Emma Reynolds, Sarah Hahn, Amy Parker of Liberty Volleyball for coming in. Good luck, guys, on Saturday night.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, and we'll be back. Liberty football team, Brian Nixon, Quincy Jowney, and Braxton Prince coming up next on BVarsity Live.